Take a breath.
This is Reverberate 3.
And count to 10.
This is what it sounds like.
Give it 5 more minutes. And then start
What is it?
again.
Well, it's a dual engine convolution reverb. It's got lots of modulation capabilities built in, it's got effects built in, and it supports Fusion IR. But if you just heard the top line of that, it's a convolution reverb. I've already got a convolution reverb. Why do I need another? Well, this is more than just a convolution reverb. It's way cool, and I'm going to show you why. So, we have a dual engine convolution reverb. That means there's 2 reverbs available. They use convolution. If you're not sure what convolution is, it's a sampled reverb. It's a sample capture of reverb. You can apply it to an audio stream digitally once you've captured it, and it's a bit like acoustic photography. You can capture the sound of a particular space or piece of hardware at an instant in time. That's great. Unfortunately, there's a few things that come with that. One of which is that it's only measuring it at one particular instance in time, which means that you can't capture the sounds of some kinds of particularly hardware, actually. So like classic reverbs used a lot of modulation. It was a way to make up for deficiencies in the hardware at the time, but it sounded good. People like it. And with your conventional convolution reverb, you probably can't do that. But with this, you can. You can introduce some movement into the reverb, which is really nice. However, we've got 2 here. Let's have a look at what we've got. This first one is a Fusion IR impulse. This isn't a conventional one. Fusion IR is something that Liquid Sonics do, and it's a way to capture that modulation. Think of it this way. If a straight-up impulse response capture is a photograph, then Fusion IR is like a movie. Well, let's have a listen to it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to concentrate on this vocal for now. Here, we've got, this is actually from a lexicon. It's a plate.
Give it 5 more minutes and then start again. Things going wrong.
There's an awful lot of stuff that I can do in here. It's kind of approaching algorithmic reverb levels of control. So I can change lots of parameters that we'll get to in other videos. But just for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out of that one. I'll jump into the mix here. Turn that one off. And let's enable reverb 2. Now over here, what we've got is we've got this one. This is an impulse that I captured myself. It's a blum line in a dance studio. Very different early section on that. The early reflections are quite characteristic. It's quite coloured though. So for example, the kind of thing that you can do is in here,
I wait for the phones, light the
chuck in some EQ, and there's no modulation on there whatsoever. But I'd quite like to introduce some. Now, the walls in the room weren't moving backwards and forwards, but it could sound nice. Let's try it on the piano. Now, in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable this modulation just on the late. I can do stuff on the early reflections, but just on here. Now that's quite wound up. It's gone quite honky-tonk. You can hear it really nicely. Back it off a little. Bring the vocal back in.
That after all these years,
and of course, if I want to, I can use them both at once. Because it is a dual engine reverb. So, to answer the question, what is it that's different about Reverberate 3? It's 2 reverbs, you've got lots and lots of modulation capabilities, you've got forensic control over the reverb, and you can do all sorts of clever stuff, including, if you want to, accessing true stereo or even Fusion IR impulse responses. If you don't know what that means, then come back and see another video, and I'll explain it all to you there.